Hey everybody, I'm Lawson, and today I've written a poem in honor of you, my audience. Happy Valentine's Day card by Lawson. Though face to face, we have never met. You all are as awesome as it gets. You laugh at my jokes week after week, and you think it's okay, I'm a bit of a geek. So I wrote this poem just for you, to show you're important by what I say and do. Can I get some applause?
Good job, Smith.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you. Please stop. And now I shall present to you an amazing story. This one's about a kid named Ben in the class my mom teaches. Now Ben was super excited when a new kid, Elijah, moved in next door. He imagined being best friends for their whole lives. But Elijah never comes out to play when Ben is around. Instead, Elijah leaves his stuff on the sidewalk for Ben to trip over. Ben groans, "Ouch!" Plus, Elijah has this annoying dog, and the dog barks all night long. And the very worst thing of all, when Ben accidentally kicks his new soccer ball into Elijah's backyard, Elijah doesn't even come to the door, even though Ben hears music coming from Elijah's room. Ben grumbles, "Elijah is the worst," and imagines how to get back at him. Ben could leave a rotten tuna fish sandwich for Elijah to find when he gets the mail. Or he could set a paint trap to get paint all over Elijah's new shoes. Or he could shoot an old-fashioned alarm clock into Elijah's window so it wakes him up at midnight. But then Elijah actually comes outside. And he doesn't look mean, just kind of sad. But then he wonders, what if he's lonely? So instead of plotting payback, he calls out, "Hey, you want to play soccer?" And Elijah's so surprised, he freezes. And then he says, "I can't. We're having dinner." And then Elijah says, "Oh, I've got your ball." And Ben's like, "Great kick." And Elijah almost smiles before he goes inside. And Ben decides that even if he and Elijah don't end up being best friends, he can still be friendly. And he sends over the world's biggest bone to keep the dog quiet at night. So kids, never mail a tuna fish sandwich. But always remember this, that respect is showing others they are important by what you say and do. You're a great audience. See, like that. And then you go, "Wow, Lawson, you're really good at poetry." Thank you. I tried. Anyways, see you guys next time.
I'm gonna stand my ground, no I will not be moved, because I know what's right, and that's what I'm gonna do when everyone around tries to drag me down. I'm gonna stand my ground, I'm gonna stand. Oh, it seems that every step I take, there's a choice I have to make. What's right, what's wrong, what's wise, what should I choose? On your truth I will depend, no giving up, no giving in. And with every new decision, do my best to honor you. Ooh, I'm gonna stand my ground, no I will not be moved, because I know what's right, and that's what I'm gonna do when everyone around tries to drag me down. I'm gonna stand my ground, I'm gonna stand. It doesn't matter what tomorrow brings, stormy weather or broken dreams, I know you're always there to see me through. And of this one thing I'm sure, in your love I am secure. And I'm standing on your promises, and I'll always trust in you. Ooh, I'm gonna stand my ground, no I will not be moved, because I know what's right, and that's what I'm gonna do when will you give me strength to follow and obey and stand my ground? I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand my ground. No, I will not be moved because I know what's right, and that's what I'm gonna do when everyone around tries to drag me down. I'm gonna stand my ground. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand my ground. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand my ground. I'm gonna stand my ground. I'm gonna stand. You are light in the darkness. You are hope for the hopeless. You are the God who never fails. You are full of compassion. You are love everlasting. You are the God who never fails. And through it all, your love never changes. Through it all, there is nothing to fear. No, your name we're lifting higher. Your glory I desire. Your praise will sing forever. Our great God, our great God. No strength, no power greater, no equal to our Savior. You're the name above all others. Our great God, our great God. You are life and freedom. We will live for your kingdom, for all the world to know your name. You are strong through the ages, our song for all generations. Our mighty God has come to save. And through it all, your love never changes. Through it all, there is nothing to fear. No, your name we're lifting higher. Your glory I desire. Your praise will sing forever. Our great God, our great God. No strength, no power greater, no equal to our Savior. You're the name above all others. Our great God, our great God. All our hope has been fulfilled. Death exchanged for life. Perfect love has been revealed. Our God is alive. All our hope has been fulfilled. Death exchanged for life. Perfect love has been revealed. Our God is alive. Your name we're lifting higher. Your glory I desire. Your praise will sing forever. Our great God, our great God. No strength, no power greater, no equal to our Savior. You're the name above all others. Our great God, our great God. Your name we're lifting higher. Your glory I desire. Your praise will sing forever. Our great God, our great God. No strength, no power greater, no equal to our Savior. You're the name above all others. Our great God, our great God. Our great God, our great God.
Hey, welcome to Story Lab. Skylar, I got your beakers.
Oh, thanks. Hey, could you finish this?
Sure.
Awesome. Trade ya. This week, we're talking about respect, while we take a look at something amazing Jesus said.
What am I even doing?
Hey, I'm Skylar.
And I'm Sebastian.
We're talking about respect.
which is showing others that they are important by what you say and do.
Okay, gotta ask about the outfit.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Nothing, but I think it's visible from outer space.
I'll admit, stripes and plaid usually don't get along. I wore this in honor of Opposite Day.
Opposite Day is a thing?
Yeah, it's on January 25th, but I just found out about it. To celebrate, I've even made a list of things that don't usually get along.
Let's hear it.
Number 1, cats and dogs. Number 2, heavy metal and polka music. Number 3, pickles and chocolate. Want a bite?
No thanks.
Number 4, water and oil.
Water and oil.
Wait, let's find out what gets along with water and what doesn't. It's time to play.
Will it mix?
We have here salt,
Oil
flour.
and baking soda.
Will our 4 contenders get along with this water and form a solution? Or, like the Batman and the Joker, will they refuse to mix?
A solution is formed when a chemical substance dissolves in water.
Here goes. It appears that our salt and baking soda have completely dissolved in the water.
But it's clear that water and oil do not mix, and neither do flour and water.
Sadly, they just don't get along.
Let's try some more stuff.
Honey! Yep.
Pepper.
Nope. Sprinkles. Yep.
Nope.
Wait a sec. I think the color is dissolving off the sprinkles.
But the actual sprinkles don't mix.
So it's a yeah, no.
Or a no, yep.
Those are 2 words that don't get along.
It's time for
The story before the story.
Today, we're in Matthew, the very first book in the New Testament. But before Matthew, in the very beginning, out of a deep, deep love, God made an amazing world. But when people turned away from God, the world was broken.
God made a plan to draw people back into relationship. So at the right time, God sent a tiny baby to be born in the small town of Bethlehem, God's very own son, Jesus.
When Jesus grew up, he began to travel from town to town, teaching and healing.
And everywhere he went, huge crowds gathered because Jesus spoke with more authority than any other teacher ever.
Which is where our story starts.
Take it away.
Hey everyone, I'm Erica. You know, one day, Jesus sat down on a hillside in Galilee to teach his disciples, but it wasn't long before many people joined the crowd. They were amazed at what Jesus said. His teaching went beyond anything they'd ever heard before.
Blessed are those who are humble. They will be given the earth.
Jesus claimed that people who are sad or humble or hungry or those who suffer for doing what's right are actually blessed. He said his followers are like salt and light. He said that calling someone a fool is just as bad as, get this, murder. It all added up to one thing. What's on the outside matters much less than what's on the inside, what's in your heart. People squeezed closer to hear as Jesus continued.
You have heard that it was said, love your neighbor, hate your enemy. But here is what I tell you. Love your enemies. Pray for those who hurt you.
What? Up to this point, most wise teachers and philosophers had agreed that you should not hurt someone unless they hurt you first. Then you had every right to get back at them. If someone punched you in the mouth and knocked out a tooth, you could punch them and knock out their tooth. If they said something mean to you, then you should shout something just as mean back at them. But Jesus taught a new way of understanding. Love your enemies. Now, it's easy to think of your enemy as the really bad guys, like a supervillain about to destroy the world, or a dangerous criminal on the run, or even the biggest bully on the playground. But your enemies can also be the people you're around every day, like the classmate who cuts ahead of you in line, even your little brother who's super annoying. Loving your enemy is simply loving anyone you don't get along with. That love is more than a warm, fuzzy feeling. You don't have to feel loving to love your enemies. In fact, you probably won't. Instead, you can speak kind words. If someone insults you, choose something kind to say in return. Don't grumble and complain about them behind their backs. In fact, you can show respect. There might even be something nice you can say about that person. You should also do well to them. If someone trips you up on the way to PE class, you can tell them that's not cool. But don't look for ways to get back at them. And most important of all, pray for them. Ask God to care for your enemy and help you forgive them. Prayer might change your enemy, and it can change your own heart too. Speak, do well, pray. When we love our enemies like that, Jesus went on to say,
Then you will be children of your Father who is in heaven.
Jesus kept going. He said, it's easy to be nice to anyone who's nice to you. Anyone can do that. But God gives good gifts like sunshine and rain to provide for everyone, even people who do wrong things. We are made in God's image. And when we show respect and do good things for those who don't treat us well, we're actually showing the world what God is like.
Okay, that's a lot to wrap my brain around.
No kidding.
So,
What's our part in the story?
Well, choosing to love your enemy is actually a really awesome opportunity. It's a way we can work with God to show God's love to the world. Like, maybe a kid on your soccer team keeps making fun of you when you don't block goals. Instead of saying mean things about them, you could cheer for them when they make a great kick.
Or if your teacher loses patience and takes away recess for the whole class, even though it wasn't your fault, you could offer to clean up the classroom.
It makes me think of my little brother. He drives me nuts because he's always borrowing my shirts without asking and getting stains on them.
So what do?
What I want to do is yell at him and mess his stuff up. But I could keep my temper and show him how to get stains out of them.
Yep. You never want to let someone keep hurting you, but you can always respond with kindness.
Exactly. It's not an easy thing to do for sure. But when we follow Jesus, we have the power of God's Spirit to help us speak kind words, do well, and pray for our enemies.
Gotta respect that.
See y'all next time.
Bye, Erica. So here's the thing. Show respect even when you don't get along.
Like plaids and stripes.
Ew, what is this?
Fur. My dog is shedding. Oh. Hey, will it mix?
Dog fur.
Nope.
Thanks for joining us in the Story Lab.
We'll see you next time.
Beep.
Today we talked about how Jesus told us that we should love our enemies and show respect even when you don't get along. So our start the conversation question is, when is it hard to get along? And when it is, what do we do to show respect?